And we're back. So, here we go. Now let's go to the Temple of the Elk. Now, we have two different paths here. I'm going to take the one that just heads straight in that general direction around the forest. Now, we have burnt up quite a few of our spells. We definitely want to rest before too long.
A rest would be welcome.
Just about to say, but I want to wait until people start getting fatigued. Like so. She, by the way, will never get fatigued. So let's actually rest now. First, let's check our spell books, make sure there's not something we want to swap out. I have shield spell twice. Nothing for level 2 yet. Won't get anything for level 2 until I get to a level 4 character. She has magic missile / mage armor. I may actually just do mage armor twice. One for her, one for her. Double up the team. She's protected a little bit. She's really protected. And that's an hour-long buff. At level 2, that becomes 2 hour long. So that gets to be really, really nice. He's rocking what I want him to have, so I think we're pretty good. So let's do rest. You press R or the little campfire icon. Either works. Go to manage. Remember, we have a new character on our team, so we want to make sure that everybody's where they need to be. So where do we go? If you have rations, you don't need to hunt. Okay. It says a hunter should be appointed. You don't need to. If you have enough rations to feed the people, you can ignore this slot. However, you see we have someone that's at a +9 to it. So we can have her hunt. She, if we have used rations off, she will spend as much time as she needs to get those 4 rations. It may take a couple hours of just scrounging. It may take a half a damn day. So if you really want to speed things up, just do use rations and hunt. Why do I say that? Because then she'll go scrounging for some stuff, a couple berries and whatever here and there. So you won't use all your rations up at one shot. So that you can basically, maybe she'll find 2. And then the next time you can use rations again. And again, she'll have to find 2 because you'll need a total of 4 to feed everybody. Camp camouflage is not necessary. It does help keep things from surprise attacking you in the night. But so does special roles sometimes, like blend into the night for Harem. Harem's gloomy mood and love of solitude mystically reduces the party's chances of attracting monsters and enemies. The chances of attack decreases for every guard shift that begins during the night. So, if we do that, that, and that, we have decent perception. +4, +8, obviously. We're using healing spells and abilities before resting, which means Harem has healing spells. If she has healing spells left, if she had any healing spells left, they would kick them off. The team would top off faster, is the goal. And I almost never do natural healing. There seems to be no reason that I can think of to do that. Might as well just use the spells. So we'll heal up that way, plus resting through the night should heal us as well. No one will cook. We still have rations, so no one's going to try to cook and give us any kind of a bonus for that. You may receive a bonus if you appoint a cook. We don't need it. And again, camouflage helps protect us through the night, but we don't have anyone that's really amazing at camouflage except for her, and I need her to be on watch, because if you get surprised in the middle of the night, it's good to have at least one person up so they can fight immediately. Okay, resting. Normally there's banter, but with only one person on the team, besides myself, that's part of the banter group, he's less likely to talk because it's just him. We've rested. We have all our spells back. Let's press on. Turn on down this way, and eventually we'll hit that Technic League as well. Matter of fact, we have a couple guys that we can get here at the Technic League. Let's see if we can do that, and then do the Temple of the Elk, because that'll give us a team of 6. We can use that 6 to beat that bastard. We're still a little subpar. This fight's gonna be hard enough. They make you go the long way, don't they?
Would be welcome.
Oh, come on now. Well, we'll rest after this. We'll get our new teammates though here. They're a little tired. They're not that bad off. We will though be smart about it, since we're gonna leave this area through the same place we entered. I'm gonna drop this stuff and decrease our weight so we don't really have problems with stuff like weight. See that? The reason that it's an issue is because we have 3 people that are fatigued. Excuse me. That's a -2 to strength and dex each, except for her. So our carrying capacity went down a bit. We also have this stuff here that we're never going to use. We'll sell it, but we'll just drop it here for the time being and pick it up as we leave the area. See, now we're back to being zippy again. going to do a quick save because I haven't done that in a while. Now, if you remember that fight that we had in the last video where we we fought the Technic League. Remember the slavers? One teleported away. We followed them and we did all those skill checks to get out of the area. Remember, I scum saved like crazy to try to pass as many of the checks as possible. This was the map. This was the location that we found. If, for whatever reason, I'm not telling you how to play your game, but if you had given over one of your friends to the slavers so you didn't have to do that fight, because it was a tough fight. If you give over one of your friends to the slavers, this would be where you find your friend is over here. So you you should go here to free your friend. That's the whole point. You basically, if you do it right, you should bring Lindsay, and Lindsay volunteers. She's like, I'll do it. This sounds exciting. You're an idiot, Lindsay. Stop being stupid. But you kick her to the curb and say, sure, Lindsay, go ahead. Well, this is where you find her. And as she's leaving, as they basically haul her away to be a slave, she turns to you and says, you will come and save me, right? So it's kind of implied that you should go and help her out. Since this is clearly a spot that we're going to rest, I don't know why that thing is highlighted like that. That seems weird. And I have to make sure that we're burning our spells up here because we're going to rest after this fight. Let's get a nice plus spell up. And you see we got bad guys in the area.
Spells, poisons. Killing is so diverse
I will see
these
this
days.
through.
A shame one life is not enough to master them all.
See if I can do this proper this time. Nope, still doesn't do it. Usually that engages. It doesn't in this manner. Steps like crazy. That's okay. This guy lasts a lot longer, so that's why I don't mind summoning him early. He's already out, and I don't waste her turn. Now, Dorraj here, ready to rock and roll. You notice that we got the jump on them, and that's why you only see we got, again, 2 of the 3 abilities. So we can move or attack him, and that's basically it, and then a swift action. So I can activate my weapon buff, for instance. In this instance, I will do a 5-foot stutter step forward to see if I can get them, just within range of acid splash. Haha! Ooh, and I critted. Nice shot, Dora. Proto Lich has a good range. You can see the red. That's the range for a crossbow. So she can just straight up shoot this guy.
Let's hear you cry.
Sadly, she's not that good with the crossbow yet. Even flat-footed, because again, we got the jump on him. This dude's got a 12 armor. So that's not great. But I will move her the tiniest bit closer. Notice that we have a bad guy here as well. Now, Eliza, I could have her run up and do her monkey goodness, but again, she can't run and attack in this combat round. So I am going to 5-foot step forward so that I'm up front. So if they jump anybody, chances are it'll be me. More likely than not, it'll be the doggy, but still. And then I can either ask Slash again, or I can auto hit with something like a bomb move. This is my rune magic. Remember, I go fire, electric, cold, or acid. It's not amazing damage, but it's going to hit. See? Like I said, not amazing damage, but it's going to hit. Here, just gonna pull him here for the time being. That's why we have the dog out, so that we didn't take that damage. Now we're back into regular combat now. I'm going to buff my weapon, and since we're all fatigued except for her, you'll notice that no one can do the charge maneuver. So you see that's shaded out. So you should have just get over here and do my thing. And a critical miss. Really a good way to start off, man. Yeah! At least you didn't get hit. Not for lack of trying. It's because of power attack too. He really screwed the pooch on that. And I got my shield spell up like a smart person should. Alright, Proto Lich's turn. We have skeletons, but I really don't want to use them if I don't have to. Since there's only 2 guys, and there's 4 of us, 5 if I summon another doggy here. You know, I just, let's actually do that. And then I'll move over here to engage her in melee combat. So when she shoots, she'll stab her, because of the attack of opportunity. Next turn, take damage. I love it. Here, get over here and capitalize on that flanking. The AI pattern is a little lackluster in this game, so I just wasted him. Dora. Strike! There we go. And again, just to show that to you. Circumstance bonus +2 flanking. Because 1 or more of your friends were in melee range, engaging the same target. So flanking is extremely valuable in this game, especially on the harder difficulties for you guys. Notice again, I still have power attack on, Notice that I have my Cold Iron Longsword that I have buffed up, so you see that there's 2 buffs here. One comes from the weapon being +1, one comes from my clicking this. Then it's a family heirloom. I get a bonus to any long sword swing because of my family heirloom training in that longsword. And then I pick Weapon Focus as a sword saint. I pick a weapon. This is what I picked. So I have a +4 thanks to all those things. Plus my Bless spell, well, Harem's Bless spell. +2 from flanking, and my strength, which is a little lackluster, but it's because I'm tired. But I should be at a +10, not a +9. That's a solid swing for a level 2 or level 3 character, in my opinion. Early on. Anyway.
Don't hold
So
back!
he's done. Nothing else he needs to do. Which doesn't much matter. Might as well do acid though. And the reason I say that is because it's easier to hit. As you see, he's flat-footed. He has dodge. He has dex, so he's doing okay. But it's only 12. It could have been much worse. And she probably wouldn't have hit with the crossbow. But she's only swinging at a +2 because she's shooting into combat now. And that's for either of these characters. She's engaging her, and this guy's being engaged multiple ways. So either way we go, she was going to have a problem swinging with a ranged attack. Eliza now, might as well have her do her monk goodness.
Strike as one.
One. And second one missed. That's okay. Doggy. Good job, doggy.
Repent!
Harem. You suck, Harem. Lack of opportunity. Got the damage off, but she died anyway, so I'm good with that.
This will hurt!
Oh, big hogging crit and a level up. That's what I'm talking about. Now remember our rogue, our Eldritch Scoundrel rogue, our Proto-Lich, is going to be straight Proto-Liching it with Eldritch Scoundrel all the way. She gets evasion now. Not amazing, but it's an amazing ability. It's just not going to help her a lot right now. But this is the one that literally allows her to reflex dodge out of stuff. So if she literally makes a reflex check, no damage. This is awesome. They could like fireball spell us all day long. As long as she keeps making that check, nothing. I dodge it. I dodge it. I dodge it. It's a beautiful thing. Later on, she'll get improved evasion with one of these rogue talents. I forget which one it has to be. It might be farther down the road. But when you get improved evasion, the way that one works is even if she fails the check, she only takes half damage. So really, really nice abilities the rogues get. Let's get her perception up. Oh, and I got my sheet here to make sure I'm not doing this wrong. Let's see. Skills. I don't need mobility on her going to 3. I have it on my list that it does. I don't have to. It's for fighting defensively. If you go monk, it's extremely helpful. She's a dexterous character, so it's probably not the worst idea to have her get some in it. But I have other characters that is going to get it as well, so I'm not particularly worried. So if I let that one slide, I'm not particularly bothered by it. But definitely want trickery to always go up. Stealth should always go up. Arcana and World should go up because that's her bread and butter, especially Arcana. Remember, she's an elf. She's got that elven magic +2 there. So she's at literally at that +11 that you're seeing here. That's why. So she's really good. And again, compared to Dora, who's the next best, I'm at +9. And I'm a higher level than her, I think. So the fact that she's at +11 is pretty impressive. Perception is always going up. So these are my core ones, in my opinion. From there, she had Persuasion was 6, but I don't even think she needs that. So let me dump the Persuasion 6 into Mobility. Because I had Mobility at 3, Persuasion at 6 by the end of the build. I may make this a 9. She doesn't use Persuasion. Use Magic Device was something that she does use. But I will unlock Mobility. And just because that 1 point investment, you see, it's currently you can use this one. There are some skills that you need to unlock. Trickery, any of the knowledge, any of the lore, and use Magic Device. Have to have at least 1 point in it for you to use it. Okay, so for instance, if the lore nature seed, how it says +1 shaded, that's a lie. I can't do these checks with her because I haven't done this. Just 1 point in it is enough for you to do it. You may be bad at it, but at least you can do the check. But that's not her bread and butter. Mobility, athletics, stealth, perception, and persuasion are all innate skills. You don't have to have any points in them. So if I have a bonus that's +4, really is a +4 for her. But notice, because it's got the green check mark, if I put 1 point in it, it goes up to +8. 1 point, 3 points from the check mark for unlocking it. And then now I'm at a +8. Now, every point from here on will just make it go up one more point. So it'll be plus 9, plus 10, blah, blah, blah. But that's a big jump, and for 1 point investment, I'm happy to do that. So you'll see me commonly, like I said, she's not a persuasion person. She's not an athletics person. I may just put a point in there just to unlock the damn thing, because it'll go from 0 to plus 4. Poof. It's not amazing, but it's definitely better than 0. Spells. Doesn't matter what spells I grab. Rephrase. Doesn't matter in that you're going to find all these spells in the world, scribe them into her book. So she will have every spell that's on this list. Okay? What you want to grab is ones that you either know from playing the game before that you're not likely to get that spell anytime soon. So if you want it, grab it now. Or if you just want it because, she does a lot of bow stuff. Hey man, here you go, better damage. I like Grease Spell, Ray of Sickening. Remember, she's a Necrolord, Necromancer, Proto-Lich. So any necromancy spell she has a bonus to. This is not a bad one. It's a race spell. As a matter of fact, I can grab it because I can show it to you too. That'd be pretty sweet. Boom. Now, make sure to go to your spell book for her and give her a spell. Remember, she's only level 2, so she's not amazing. Now, which spell to give her? Well, I just grabbed the necromancy spell. This is awesome. I can give her a ranged spell, kind of like a ray spell. They're not called rays, but it's a ranged touch attack. It's the same general principle. So, Snowball is a decent one, and it does solid damage. It'll do 2d6 of damage. It's an amazing spell in that it has a save, but the save doesn't half the damage. The save is just for the staggered effect. Also, no spell resistance on this spell. This is why Snowball is such a powerful spell, in my opinion. And the fact that we're not going to, but we could get intensified meta magic, which would allow us to literally turn this from 5d6 at best case scenario into 10d6 at best case scenario. That's a big smack in the face. So I'm saying that's a pretty solid spell choice for her. I like that. Another obvious choice for her would be Reduced Person, because remember, she's a dex-based character. This would be a lot more armor for her, better chances to hit, so her dexterity goes up. It's harder to hit her because she's a teeny tiny little elf undead proto-lich person. So it's an amazing spell. Ray of Sickening and Ray of Enfeeblement, those are her necromancy spells. Notice that there are saving throws associated with them, fortitude saving throws. One makes the target sick, period. That's a nice -2 penalty to like attacks, saves, skills, and maybe even armor. But definitely attacks. So this is a really good way to nerf a bad guy. Downside is it's a fortitude check, which means if you're nerfing, say, a fighter, they're likely to pass the check. So that's a problem. So this works beautifully though on, say, like a wizard, maybe like a ranged archer of some kind. So that's what you'd use that for. Same with Brave Enfeeblement, fortitude save. But this one's nice because even if they make the check, there's an effect. It just halves the effect of how much strength gets penalized. And I'm cool with that. So again, it's an amazing ray spell. Both of those are ray spells though, just like the Snowball is. So ranged ray spells equal ranged touch attack. So 1, 2, 3 of them already she has at level 1. That's pretty good. Alright, now that we've beat these guys to a pulp, come over here, steal this stuff from the bodies.
I'm there.
As Blade would tell you, this isn't a march of dimes. Now you see we have a tree here. This would be where if you had a friend, I'm going to pause it so I don't waste my buffs. If you had a friend that you gave over to the slavers, this is where you'd find them. And they would be shouting out loud in you'd see like a bubble chat or something in text over here saying, "Hey, I'm over here, buddy, free me." So you don't forget them, because you can. So you free them and they're back on the team. But you also see that we have other prisoners here. These are our other 2 buddies that's going to join us. So if you click this, you can free these slaves, and then another fight commences.
Who will
Not surprising. They want to kill their slave masters themselves too.
Yes.
These other slavers over here, they'll just sit there until the fight's over. Okay, so let's actually show you our characters and people that we're looking at. Okay, so the 2 that are fighting with us, but are not part of the team yet. This is Ragongara Reg, as I call him. He is a magus, like me, but unlike me, I'm a sword saint. He is a Elder Scion. He's a dragon, draconic-blooded, I want to say blue dragon, no less, so electric spells are his bread and butter, which is awesome. He's an amazing character, as you'll see. We'll have him on the team quite often. He's a spellcaster fighter type, similar to me. More of a caster than a fighter, and I'm more of a fighter than a caster. But that means we complement each other very well. The other character is this one here, and that's Octavian. Now, she is your upgraded version, if you will, of our Proto Lich, in that she is 1 level dipping rogue and 1 level dipping wizard. So she can cast spells and she can sneak attack. She is built, in my opinion, for being the Arcane Trickster. So she can go 1 level of rogue like she has, 1 level of wizard. She'll go, I want to say, 3 levels of wizard, and if you pick the feats right, at level 5 you can start Arcane Trickster for her. She will do a ridiculous amount of sneak attack damage. Her spells will get all the way up to caster level 9, which is the highest wizard spells that you can cast in this game, so that's awesome. And she's going to be really, really good at ray spells, just like our main character here, Proto Lich. The difference being is Octavia will have more spells, she'll have higher spells, and she'll have more sneak attack damage than Proto Lich. Having said that, Proto Lich will be tougher, Proto Lich will have better fighting ability, and I want to say that Proto Lich will have a couple other fiddly bits because of her steady progressing as a rogue. Even if it's an Eldritch Scoundrel, she's still a rogue as far as the game's concerned. So she gets other stuff that Octavia doesn't. So again, another character that we'll have on the team. Remember, we always have a fourth, or almost always have a fourth. So Octavia will be a common person that we bring along. When we want to have 2 people in the back just blasting with ray spells, pew, 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 with sneak attack damage, that's our go-to 2 people. If we need an extra person to cast spells and fight up front, that's what Ragungar's for. So here's Eliza. You'll notice, oh, I should point out the bad guys. So you can ignore these guys, they're not going to get hurt. Thank God. I'm not kind of surprised, quite frankly, that the devs didn't add where if you didn't sneak around here and free these slaves, that these guys didn't say, kill the slaves, and come over and slit their throats, because that would suck. So there should have been that, in my opinion. And there should be XP for freeing them. So, but that's not a thing we have to worry about. But we have Kalana. Remember, this is the person that escaped from us last time, the caster. She's going to do her trick where she summons. Now, there's also another mage here, and a swordsman there, and an archer there. So you see we have melee, well, fighter types, I should say, and then wizard-ish types here. So we have quite a bit to deal with. So the question is how do we do this? Well, Eliza has this wonderful spell like ability, the runes. So if we have her move a little bit closer to get within range, she can either A, blast these doofuses, or these 2 guys, or these 2 guys. Remember, it's auto hits, not amazing damage, but the fact that it's damage. The fact that I can hit 3 and 1. Oh, I didn't get the dog though. That's weird. Huh. Oh, it looks like I got freighted away. So it must have been.
Yes.
She's going to do that with the dogs a lot, and that's going to be annoying a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up here with him. I'm going to fire off Bane, get everybody within range. Most of them. That was nice work. That's a -1 to their swing for 2 minutes. Proto Lich's turn. Now this is where we're going to solve our problems. Proto Lich comes over here. The pathing is weird because of the tree and the tents and stuff. So if you see your character running, you're like, why didn't you just come this way? It's because of the pathing of all the crap that's on the map. But skeleton horde time, baby. There's 10 damage. There's 16 damage. Ooh, interrupted your spell. That was pretty. Okay, now it's time for more damage. Let's do the cold version of these 2 pricks. Oh, wait a minute. That's not my puppy. Let's get these 3 guys. And the beautiful thing about cold damage, by the way, I should point this out. Let's actually... well, no, I'll do it later. The skeletons are immune to cold. They're undead. That's why I mention it, because I can literally do this here, and while it would technically hit them, I don't know that it can't hit our teammates. It doesn't look like it can. No, there's Harem. So we can hit ourselves. Point is, though, it doesn't look like the summons get hit. Maybe that's the trick here. Reduced to 0, so he has some protection built into him. I managed to take out one of them. Dora, you are still frightened, but you're so far away right now, I think you can walk this far without being scared and start running away like a chicken shit again. If I moved him again to here, he may just randomly say, oh no, bad guys, and run again farther away, and I don't want to do that. So I can stop here, maybe take another quick stop. It's a range thing. If you come within range of the guys that scare you, you'll immediately turn tail again and run away. I don't want to do that, is my point.
What a waste!
Yeah, take out the Wolfie. Proto-Lich. And you notice the skeletons are hanging around longer because she's level 2 now. So they last for 2 rounds. And then they'll disappear. So again, I can now do stuff like this. Ooh, dunked him too. Good work, Proto-Lich. Yeah. I like my pets. Oh, all the pets went down. Ooh, sneak attack. See, that's why we love Octavia too, because she can do sneak attack damage with her ray spells. I will too, once I get sneak attack damage. But she gets it right up front because she went rogue, not Eldritch Scoundrel, rogue. And they get it at level 1. So here's Eliza again. Let's just run in there and do that thing you do so well, kid. There's a nice stab to the face. Puppers. Now Dora's fear's gone. For a main character, he sure is awful chicken shit, isn't he? This is the last guy, I think. So can I reach him with my eye? I can. Oh, and did. Very nice, Dora. There.
Become as dust.
And a level up for me. Now, Kalana was defeated but not officially dead. Kalana drops her weapon and raises her hands, which are covered in blood. Mercy, don't kill me. Half-orc bears his fangs. That is how you talk now, wretch. I've wanted to do this for so long. He casts a spell on his outstretched palm as sparks begin dancing upon it. He's about to do a killing blow. Big XP boost for everybody here. The half-elf puts her hand on his shoulder. Ragangar, calm now. Let her go. It's one thing to kill her in battle, but executing her unarmed, why spoil the joy of being free? So you can see the difference between the mental states of these two characters. They're both slaves, ex-slaves now. She just wants to be free. She doesn't want to dwell on the evil of the past. He's more of a revenge guy, which is kind of me too. Octavia, are you out of your mind? This filth is from the Technic League. By her own hand, she chained us. And you want to forgive her? Do you think she'll thank you? Ha! She'll just gather another band and try to catch us again. You know, before deciding her fate, I want to ask some questions. I will tell you everything. I know much. You will see. I am more used to you alive than dead. Tell me about the Technic League. It is an ancient alliance of wizards and scholars of the Numerian wastelands and its technologies. We are the mightiest organization in the whole of Numeria. We possess powers that the uninitiated could only dream of, and our agents are everywhere. Not just in Numeria. Believe me, these are not people you want as enemies. Is it normal for the Technic League to grab random people from the road to enslave them? Kalana shrugs. The Technic League is so strong because it is never ashamed of taking what it needs, whatever the laws may say. We were missing a slave. We underestimated you. That was a mistake, of course. I apologize. What are you doing in this part of the world? I was sent by Maestro Janusz. He is a very important person and a mighty wizard who taught these two ungrateful slaves everything they know. He will be furious to find out that they are free, and will certainly find the one who stole the Technic League's property. Believe me, he does not need me for that. Whether you kill me or not, he'll find you in no time. Why did you have these two in chains? Because we owned them. The Technic League spent vast sums of money on these two. We nurtured them, fed and treated them, even taught them magic for many years. They cost us a fortune, and we're not going to just set them free, whatever your local customs say. We are fully in our rights. I don't have any more questions. Listen to me. Do not make any hasty decisions. I am an important person in the Technic League. I have connections. You will benefit from such an ally. You see now what a slimeball she is? Step aside. Let me fry her. Now we have an alignment choice. And how we pick, again, not only will impact our alignment, a small amount, but will also impact our relationship with both Ragangar if he joins us, if we want them to, of course. Ragangar if he joins us, and or Octavia who may join us. So again, if you wanted romance either of these characters, by the way, Ragangar is bisexual, you can do so. They actually have an open relationship. So you can sleep with the both of them if you want to. It doesn't matter what kind of character you have. Is she bisexual? I think she is too. So you can sleep with Octavia, you can sleep with Reg, or both. So that's a thing. So there's romancing in this game. There's other characters that we'll find. Valerie, for example, the Tower Shield Defender. She is straight, heterosexual, and therefore if you are a male character with a lot of effort, you can romance her if you want to. There's another one. What's the other one? Oh, Tristan, who we have yet to meet. He is a priest. He is heterosexual, so if you are a female character, you can romance him with a lot of effort, from what I understand. So again, there's that built into this game. I'm not of interest. If it happens, great. If not, I'm not looking for it. But you can log online and find ways to romance them. But the point is, back to my original point, is that if I basically say kill her, Octavia doesn't really like you killing people. So you may burn that bridge, is my point. It won't, but it'll start the path of her not liking you. So you have to work extra hard to get her to like you again. But you know what? I was a slave, and I was tortured, and I don't like slavers. And they try to capture me, and it's a completely different group of slavers. So screw those guys. I want them dead. So, lawful neutral, which is almost what I am, it's a right thing to punish your tormentor. Kill her, Ragangar. Halford bares his fangs in a grin of triumph and raises his hand, lightning sparkling. I zap thee with my heart. End dialogue. Oh yeah. Get over there, Reg. Finish the job. Wazapa. I didn't mean to spoil the victory, but on the other hand, she deserved it. So she's not truly pissed. Ha ha! We're free. I can't believe it. Free as birds in the sky. Whew. Ragangar holds Octavia tight and she laughs lightly and kisses him on the lips. Thank you. You've no idea how long we've tried to escape the Technic Lake. This is a miracle. Who are you? I am Ragangar, and this is Octavia. The rotten Numerian held us as slaves, but we are no mere scavengers. You see the crowd they had guarding us? It's because we use magic, and I'm not bad with a blade, if it comes to that. What is the Technic League? A huge man-eating spider catching all of Numeria in its webs. They're a secret society of arcane spellcasters who study ancient technology. They have eyes and ears throughout this land and abroad. It is said that they even have Keveth Kull in their pocket, the very sovereign of Numeria. They also control all the slave trade in the country. I've seen many a young treasure hunter's adventures end at the slave market. Ugh, may the Technic League rot in Abaddon. I agree. How did you get captured by Kalana? I've lost count of how many times we've tried to escape. I can't name all the things we have tried, but we were caught every time, and then they'd just take us somewhere else. I don't know who'd want to buy us, but imagine how happy we were when we learned they were taking us to the river kingdoms where slavery is forbidden. Indeed, we tried so many times to escape, yet in the end of the League itself brought us to the free lands under heavy guard, I'll grant you. But if it wasn't for you, who knows where we'd go next? You're good fighters. Want to join my group? Of course. Octavia, what do you say? I would be happy to join you in dialogue. And now they're on our team.
Together we are unstoppable.
Yeah, we are. He has himself some a chain shirt and himself a masterwork scimitar. Now remember, we've talked about this in the past. For Magus, like the sword saint, like I am, Magus are usually crit fishers, which means that they go out of the way to find high crit weapons, one-handed weapons to crit with. He has one. It's called a scimitar, excuse me. A masterwork scimitar, so it's a +1 to the swing, no less, which is really nice weapon to start off with. So he crits on an 18, 19, or 20. Now remember, because he's a Magus, he can channel melee touch attacks into his weapon and then attack all day long. The first time he hits after casting that spell, it discharges the spell through the weapon. Who cares? Why not just use the spell to attack him and then swing your weapon? He can do that too. There's reasons for both, either touching him with the spell and then attacking with the weapon, or casting the spell through the weapon and hitting with the weapon. Here's the difference. If I cast the spell, touch you on the shoulder, it's easier for me to hit you because it's a touch attack. You don't count armor, you don't count the shield, some other stuff as well. So literally, it's easier for me to land the attack. So if you just need to hit them, that's kind of the way to go. If you're looking for damage, though, this is where Magi shine. You cast the spell into your weapon, and when the weapon crits, so does your spell. Normally, a melee or ray spell, ranged touch attack spell, because they're a hit check, they can crit. They only crit on a natural 20. See why they call them crit fishers now? So an 18, 19, or 20 means that I have 15% chance to crit on any hit, because it's a 1 to 20 die roll. So as long as I roll an 18, 19, or 20, and of course it hits the target, and this is the hard part, you have to confirm the crit, which is weird, but more on that later. You literally will crit more often using your weapon. I do too. So look at my character. I'll crit with a magic that I cast from my weapon too. I'm sword saying I'm a magi, but I only crit on a 19 or 20, so it's not the best. That's my point. Still better than the melee touch attack, which only crits on a 20, right? So again, I'm still better, but I could have been uber with, say, a scimitar in my hand. But again, I knew I was going to have Reg on the team, so I'll let him have the scimitars. I'll take the long swords, and we'll just divvy stuff up that way. And again, that's fine. There's other stuff besides scimitars, though. There's kukris. They're small dagger-like weapons, but they have a high crit range like this. There's an estoc, which you can use. Elven curve blade if you're so inclined, but it's a two-hander, I believe, so that's kind of problematic. There is a rapier. Rapiers are awesome. That's this guy here. So again, if I wanted to, I could just easily switch him over to that. So you see that he does good with a rapier at 18 to 20. It's piercing damage, which is what that little arrow here indicates, versus slashing damage, which is the sword, versus, does anyone have bludgeoning damage? Yeah, here's bludgeoning damage right here. Okay, so again, there are different damage types. But the point is he wants to have a 18, 19, 20 or better crit weapon in his hand, so that he can really just crush some stuff. So we'll do like that. Octavia, on the other hand, ooh, she has spells to learn too, no less. Let's actually put stuff in its place. I'm going to give her that magic missile spell here. She can learn just like I can, and there's Scorching Ray, and I would really love to have that. But she will actually be able to cast Scorching Ray probably before me, or real soon thereafter. So I actually am going to let her have her own spell, because she has a spell book proper too. I could have given it to her or given it to me, but the point is I'd rather go to Octavia. Now Octavia also has Shocking Grasp, Shield Spell. That's probably a reduced person. Ray of Enfeeblement sounds like fun. Protection from Chaos, which will now be protection from alignment for her. Any of those protection spells, protection from Chaos, protection from Law, protection from Evil, or protection from Good, is 1 scroll each, but it's an all-inclusive spell. She gets to pick it now that she casts it from her spell book. She can decide which one it's going to be. And we have Corrosive Touch. Now remember, this one's green, but she already scribed it into her book. So if I literally click off and back on, you'll see that it's not green anymore. And I want to check to make sure that my characters here don't have spells that they can learn. Nope, looks good. Octavia has a short bow, and we don't have a better version for her. And we don't have a better weapon for her except for this short bow, which I'll give her, but we're going to keep her at range. Yeah, other than that, I think we're doing pretty good. So let's take my level up. Now I'm level 3, and I get myself Magus Arcana. Now I actually dug out my sheet now for my character, so I'm not messing up my build. Alright. Okay. Looks like I always want perception. Always want trickery. I better write my skills down there. I wrote them down somewhere. Thought I wrote that stuff down. Okay, well, whatever. I'm grabbing Persuasion. This character is going to get Corn Against Smash. We're not going to go, we're going to get Corn Against Smash, Dance and Display, Shatter Defenses. It's a nice combo. There's a fourth ability, though, you can grab called Dreadful Carnage, high levels up. For us, I can actually get it at level 11 if I so choose, but I'm not going that route. But it's an amazing ability. Anytime my character with Dreadful Carnage kills somebody, I terrify everyone around me, all the bad guys. It's kind of cheesy, though, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not saying you can't, but it is annoying in that everyone flees and runs away from you, and then you're chasing bad guys everywhere, too, so that's annoying. But I do like Corrigan Smash Shatter Defenses, and the reason for that is this. If I hit them with Power Attack on, which you see I've left on since the start of the game, if I hit them with Power Attack on and I land the blow, I do an Intimidation check, which is based off of Persuasion. If I do that, and I scare them, they become shaken. Just that one guy that I hit. Now, because of Shatter Defenses, any guy that I hit that's already shaken or frightened, whether I made them shaken or frightened or someone else did, it doesn't matter. As long as they're shaken or frightened, basically scared in some way, they're considered flat-footed for my attacks. Which means it's epic. It's just like I'm catching them without any dexterity or dodge bonuses at all. Now, it's not going to work beautifully on every guy, because either A, they'll be immune to shaken or frightened, fear effects, or they don't have any dodge or dexterity anyway. They're like full plate armor knights or whatever. They won't do a damn bit of good. But I have other ways around that. So I'm still going to capitalize on it. So I think that's a really nice trick. To do that, though, I need my persuasion to get to 6 ASAP. Because you need a persuasion of 6 to be able to purchase the feat Corrigan Smash. So this has to go up. Perception's going up always. Arcana's going to go up always for me, because why not? I probably want to even get my mobility to at least 3. I'm going to have a high intelligence, and therefore I'm going to have a lot of skills that are maxing out. I guess I could unlock Knowledge World. It seems weird too, but I will eventually run stuff solo. So maybe unlocking it just so I have it unlocked. Maybe it's not the worst idea ever. From here, I am grabbing... I have a variety of feats. I haven't picked them in any specific order on this paper, but I do have the idea of what I want. So just to walk you through some of the ones that aren't on the list. For instance, we will grab things like Corrigan Smash. That's the one that needs Power Attack, which we have, and Persuasion 6, which we do not have. That's the Intimidation check for anything that I have Power Attack. That alone is a buff to me, because having them be scared in any way, shape, or form is a penalty to their swing, which means it's less likely they'll hit us. Other stuff that I'll grab for this character, though, will be not Dreadful Carnage. That's the big AoE version one. But where's it at? Shatter Defenses. That's the one where, again, any shaken, frightened, or panicked opponent hit by me in this round is flat-footed for my attacks. Boom. Amazing ability. Just lends itself to abuse. We will not be getting Spell Perfection, I don't think, on this build. No, we're not. But we will be getting Spell Focus, Greater Spell Focus, and all that jazz. So, I already have Spell Focus, it appears. I can get Greater Spell Focus for Revocation, which is kind of, nah. Point Blank Shot, no, I don't grab Point Blank Shot on this build this time. Sometimes I do for Sword Saints. They're really good with Point Blank Shot, Precise Shot. Precise Shot you can actually upgrade with your feats later on to be what's called a Point Blank Master with a specific ranged weapon. In my case, ray spells, like your Ray of Frost, Snowball, stuff of this nature. Which means I can cast spells at point blank range, shoot you in the face at it. It does not provoke an attack of opportunity, and then I just stab, stab, stab. So that's a very fun build. I've done it a million times, but it's more of a dex-based build, and I did not go that route. So instead of point blank shot and precise shot, I'm going to grab something weapon-focused. Now, Arcane Strike, just so we're clear, is something that I will get. Arcane Strike is one of those that it's all bonus, no minus. If you're an arcane caster, which I am, you get a +1 to your damage output for any weapon, so long as this toggle is on. If the toggle shuts off, just reactivate it, but it won't work in the combat round that you reactivate it, because chances are you've shut it off. So just make sure it's on before you start a fight, is my point. It steadily increases from +1 damage, though, per hit, all the way up to, by level 20, +5 damage per hit. That's a lot. That's a lot. So it's a lot people miss out on by not being an arcane type caster. For example, my Inquisitor cannot get this feat, but my Elder Scoundrel, she sure can. I want to get things like Blind Fight eventually. Other stuff though. Here's my Dazzling Display. Let's actually just start working for that. Dazzling Display is also cheat. But it's not so bad because it takes I want to say a full combat round for you to activate that thing. They changed it. It used to be you could fire it off at like a moment's notice, like it was an actual fight, like a weapon. Like you just poof, it's gone, poof, it's gone, poof, it's gone. It's like a dazzling display, dazzling display. People were doing it all the time. Now it takes a lot. You basically pump your armor in the air with your weapon, and you fire off a big cloud of scare. It wastes your entire turn to do it. It's a full round action now, so they added that fact so people, because I think people were abusing it early on. But this is similar to Dreadful Carnage, the one I'm not going to get. But I do need Dazzling Display because it's required for Shattered Defenses. See that? It needs Dazzling Display and a base attack bonus of 6, which we will get eventually. But I definitely need Dazzling Display, so we'll grab that one now. Magus Arcana. Now this one, well, I got a little weird on this. Wow, this must not be my sheet because it didn't write down any of this stuff. What the hey, man? Anyway, back to what I was talking about. I can get a familiar. Those are awesome. I can buff myself in a variety of ways. For instance, a hair's a fine choice. Bonus to perception checks, always, and a bonus to your initiative checks. Remember, if I get caught flat-footed, all that dexterity bonus and all my dodge and all my intelligence bonus to armor goes away for that first attack because I'm flat-footed. Initiative checks, high initiative checks, so you're always first or close to always first, is a good idea. So this is not the worst idea ever. I'm not going that route. Spell blending is another one where you get to pick free spells. This is something that was added from the Eldritch Arcana mod, so if you don't see this in your gameplay, this is why. But this is amazing. This allows me to pick a spell. In this case, since I can only pick level 1 spells, I only get one choice. And I can pick any spell from the Wizard's spell book. So see, normally I don't get Mage Armor, but I can get it. Poof, it's in my spell book now if I so choose. I'm not doing that, but it's an obvious good pick in my opinion when you do stuff like that. Of these other ones, Arcane Accuracy, our intelligence is going to be maxed out. So this is an amazing ability where if I just need to hit somebody, this gives me a bonus to my swing equal to my intelligence modifier, which right now is at +4, soon to be +5. So that's a pretty big oomph to your swing, especially early levels. It uses up those clickable abilities that buff up your arcane pool points, that buff up your weapon, but so what? You're going to have more than you need every day anyway. So that's a nice one. I've yet to decide if that's my official choice. I'm erring on the side of I probably want Wand Wielder. And the reason I say that is this. While it works beautifully for someone that swings a staff, we do not. But if we did, this would be good. Something that I'll get on Reg, for instance. But Wand as well can be used. What does that mean? Notice how we have our spell Combat right here in our spell Strike. This is how it allows us to channel our melee touch attacks into our weapon. Spell Combat allows us to cast any spell and still attack in the same combat round with our weapon. Something that wizards don't get to do, fighters don't get to do. So, now I can basically do spell combat with wands. What does that mean? It means I can cast a spell from a wand, whether it's attack or a buff or whatever, and then attack with my weapon. And since we don't get many spells as a sword saint, this seems like a good pick to me. Okay, going on. Remember, I just leveled up, so I got more spells. Still don't have level 2 spell access yet. I have all my spells. Notice it didn't give me a choice for spells to pick. Remember, I gave myself all the level 1 spells and one level 2 spell at the very beginning of the playthrough. So you won't see me get pick this spell to slot up or whatever until level 4, which will be my first access to level 2 stuff. Now I have shield spell twice. I can grab another shield spell. Nothing wrong with that. If I really want to hit harder, I do enlarge person. If I want to have more armor and more dexterity, reduce persons is my choice. I'm level 3 now, so I can technically shoot 2 magic missiles. So that's sometimes nice, and sometimes things just need to die. Auto hit move is auto. That's what I was told. So it's really, really nice. I can now start doing stuff though, like my shocking grasp through my weapon. That's 3d6 of damage through that weapon, and technically it's 4d6. And why do I say that? Because in my character sheet, I have a very cool, is that up here? Mage Tattoo. Select a school of focus. My Mage Tattoo is in evocation spells. Any spell that I cast from that is considered one caster level higher. What does that mean? So I'm caster level 3 right now. If you look at my spell book, right? I'm level 3. This will be cast, since it's an evocation spell, as a level 4 spell. What does level 4 do? It means that does 4d6 of damage, not 3. So again, this will cap out faster now thanks to my mage tattoo. That's awesome. So I'll happily take that. Now remember, it's not slotted. So make sure to go find it, put it over there, and we're good to go. We're going to actually set up Reg and Octavian here too a little bit. Not going to go crazy or nothing, but we will actually put his stuff up. Notice he has similar spells to me, not surprising. We're going to get out his typical abilities, and again, he has Spell Strike and Spell Combat too, just like me. And because he's draconic in nature, he has Grow Claws, a random ability that allows him to basically melee a little bit extra. It's not my favorite ability.
I won't let you down.
For Octavia, and I'll show you her character sheet because she's a little weird. First, she has a bonus to dexterity, an enhancement. Where is that coming from? Because she is a wizard, she's focused on transmutation as her school of focus, which means that she has a bonus to transmutation stuff. She also has this cool telekinetic fist ability and this physical enhancement ability, and at level 8, which will be level 9 for her because she is a level of rogue, she can shape change, which is kind of funny. Not that she'll use it, but she could. That's awesome. That's what the specialist school transmutation does. One of my favorite schools, by the way. Because she went specialist, she has to pick 2 schools, her choice, for what she hates. She picked necromancy and abjuration. She has a penalty to using those spells. How does that equate? She has them, but instead of using them, slotting them like normal, they take 2 spell slots. So if I deleted both of these and added, say, Ray of Enfeeblement or Shield Spell, it's an amazing spell. Put Shield Spell over here, you'll see Shield Spell go over here, it'll take up both slots, and it's a one-use thing. So it sucks, but it's what it is. But because she is a specialist, the school that she specializes in at every level, 1 through 9, she'll have an extra spell slot up here for only that school. See why it's green? That's these green ones up here, the ones that are transmutation spells. I could swap that out and give her a reduced person, which actually I probably would do later. I'll use this spell up first, no need to waste it. Well, actually, you know what? We are going to take a knee. Might as well get what she needs now. So we'll put that there. Color Spray is an amazing spell, but she doesn't have any armor. So Mage Armor is another go-to spell for her, in my opinion. She has Scorching Ray. She can't cast it yet. But if you go back to her sheet for her class, remember she's split between Rogue, level 1, normal Rogue. So she has Weapon Finesse for free, Rogue abilities and stuff too. So she has the ability to wear light armor, but she doesn't have the ability to wear it without causing arcane spell failure. It impedes her movement. She has Trap Finding, not anything to write home about, but it's there. And she has Sneak Attack. That's the important part. She doesn't need to go any farther into Rogue, maybe one more level to get Evasion, but that's on you. Another fine one is Uncanny Dodge and Improved Uncanny Dodge. Those are amazing, but again, that's diluting her ability to cast spells now. You see the problem. So she's going to focus mostly on being a wizard up to level 4. She'll be a wizard. And then at level 5, we'll try to make her an arcane trickster. Because of her wizardly abilities, she has this kick-ass toggle for being a transmuter that allows her to randomly shift 1 point and enhance either her strength by +1, dex by +1, which is what you're seeing now, or con by +1, which would be no benefit here. But as she grows in strength as a wizard, that number goes up. So +1 can go to +2, +2 can go to +3, and on it goes. She can literally have that thing up to a +5 if she was a straight wizard. She is not. But that's giving her a little bit of juice because her dexterity really is 17. Now it's 18 because of that toggle. So keep an eye on that. This is her punch you in the face telekinetic ability. It's a ray spell, so to speak, like a spell-like ability. Because she is a wizard proper, she has all the cantrips, which means she has not only Acid Splash, Ray of Frost, and Disrupt Undead, all ray spells. She also has one that I don't have, Jolt. So this makes her unique. But so does Proto-Lich. She has those too. And other stuff too besides. These are the ones that I care about because they're attack spells. Here is another race spell, technically speaking, a ranged touch attack, Snowball. Here's her mage armor. Here is her reduced person. So again, all the stuff that we need for her to have. I'll pull these out too, but she won't really use them. Alright, let's do a quick save.
Onwards.
Let's loop the camp.
Adventures can wait.
Alright, so we have stuff over here to pick locks. And then we
Done
have
and done.
all kinds of lock pickers on the team. So if anyone gets XP, it may be Octavian now. She's really good at it. So you see, you heard her say done and done. That was her picking the lock. She has a really good modifier for picking locks. Even more so than me, even more so than Proto Lich, who is also an Eldritch Scoundrel. So, technically speaking, Octavia could be leveling up very, very quickly.
Follow if you dare.
Let's free these prisoners over here. Bye, guys. Okay, I'll make sure that we've gotten everything over here. Scout ahead, check it all out. Should be good. Let's come down this way. They'll just disappear off the map and run free. Nothing down there. And again, as we exit, we can either A, just click on the treasure and pick it all up. Or as we leave, we could literally say, it'd say, hey, you left this treasure behind. Do you want it? Yes, please. So that's how you would do that. Let's see. I feel like we can go for just a little bit more. Let's get over to the Temple of the Elk. We'll take a rest and then we'll call it quits. Probably should have went that way. It probably was faster. It didn't auto track that way because we haven't opened the path, by the way. So that's a thing.
I need to catch my breath.
I know, hon. Alright, we all do. And she's exhausted. Now, as bad as fatigue is, at -2 to strength and dex, this is a -6 to strength and dex. They don't stack. It's just whichever's the worst. Obviously exhausted. So she's at a -6 to strength and -6 to dex. That's a big owie. So we really need to make sure that she's rested up. So let's actually do that. Rest. Press R. We already know everyone's spells where we want them to be. We have new teammates, so let's take everyone out of their roles and see what we can fill in. So we're going to use rations. Notice we need to feed 6 people now. 3 we can feed with thanks to rations. So the hunter, whoever that will be, will only have to find or hunt 3 rations worth of food. So it should still be faster. She's at a 9, 4. So she's our best. Make sure she's the hunter. I'm good at cooking, and I'm good at watch order. Better at cooking than anything else. She's good at camouflage, cooking, and watch order. He's not good at anything except for watch or blend into the night. He's only good for intimidating postures. Let's just put him right there. Most enemies who are weaker than Ragongar will avoid facing him and won't attack your camp. Period. Okay, so which means that Harem has to go to watch order. Or should, I should say. She's at 887-999, so she's not quite as good as her. And I'm at 8 for this. So I'm going to be the cook. She'll be the camouflage, and she'll be the watch. Right? Oh, that resting thing you do so
Greg,
well.
do you know what I want sometimes? To quit all this traveling. Settle down somewhere by a river. Build a house. Make a boat. Fish. Take care of the garden. Watch the sunset. Sitting on the stairs.
That's a good dream. So cozy. I'm not sure I could live like that, but...
That's the banter that you guys love in this game. And that we're going to be missing out on quite a bit, sadly. That is kind of like your first indication that while they're lovers, they're really not, I don't want to say compatible. They don't have the same dreams. So there will come a time in the game where you can actually split them up with no real consequences to it. I mean, they're still friends. I mean, they care about each other. They always will. But if you wanted to move in on Reg, or if you wanted to move in on Octavia alone and not have a triumvirate of a relationship, you can do that too. Just saying. We spoil the food. No big deal. That doesn't cause anything bad. That just means we don't get any bonus. We got our rations. Notice that she didn't take any time to, because she foraged food equal to 3 rations. It doesn't say it took 2 hours. Nope, she just foraged it. The reason that we can get away with that is because we already had some rations to burn. If she had to hunt all 6, she really would have taken probably 2-3 extra hours just to get the food we needed to feed everybody. That's a thing. Camouflage was successful doesn't mean you won't be attacked. It just means you're less likely to be attacked. And again, with intimidating posture, again, we're less likely to be attacked. So that was a bonus as well. We spoiled the food. The guards did their job. Continue. We have rested. Now, I'm going to stop the video yet again, and we're going to start right back up again. So again, give me a moment. We'll be right back.